how it came to be was on December 31st, I could basically get up from bed and use a pole, floor to ceiling pole, and I could stand up and transfer to my wheelchair or a computer chair or a toilet. And I could stand. I could stand by the kitchen, although I couldn't move sideways anymore. That was disappointing. But on January 1st, everything hurt and I couldn't stand anymore. I pulled on the pole to stand and I couldn't stand. There was nothing. The arm worked good. The arm was willing to pull and pulled hard, but the legs would not stand. The legs had nothing, no power to push anymore. So I was stuck. I couldn't stand. And if you can't stand, that changes everything. I couldn't transfer to a chair. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't stand anymore. And I phoned a friend who is an ambulance driver, and I said, "What do I do here? I can't stand. I can't do anything. Like, this changes life. I have no idea what to do. I can't stand. I can't transfer to a chair. I can't get out of bed." Just like that. And he said, "Call the ambulance. Let them handle it." So I did. And the ambulance came and took me to the Boundary Community Hospital. And I was there for about, I don't know how long, let's say 50 days, maybe. And I still couldn't stand. I learned to stand with the bars in the bathroom, and by grabbing the end of the bed, I could stand. Let's stick to the bathroom because that worked best. I could stand, but I couldn't do anything after I stood. I couldn't transfer to anything. I couldn't move sideways. And then the last day, I could not straighten my legs up. It was painful to straighten the legs out. So I never recovered from the not being able to stand. I could stand now, but just barely and not fully. And I couldn't do anything once I stood. I couldn't transfer. I will say that the 50 days I spent in the hospital from January 1st to 50 days later was the best 50 days of my life. I never had such a good time as in that hospital. Things happened. That's a whole other story. Things happened that were most unbelievable and made life really rich. And just generally had a good time with lots of visitors coming. And now they've transferred me to I don't know what to call this, Mariposa Gardens, they call it, but what is it? It's a collection of people who have mental disorders and people who have physical disabilities and generally are a mess. And I'm here until a room becomes available in Hardy View. I don't know, I forget what it's called. Hardy View something or other. It's an add-on to the hospital in Grand Forks, and it's for a variety of people. Hardyview Lodge, I think it's called. Don't remember. But there's no room yet there, so I have to wait till there's room, and I'm stuck here until in the Soyuz until a room becomes available for me. That's the medical trajectory at the moment. Could be here 2 years, could be here 2 weeks. Don't know. Nobody knows. Anyway, that is destined to be my home, which is okay. I kind of like it. So I like the hospital part. I'm not sure about the lodge part. Could be really restrictive. Here it's restrictive too, but I got a special pass that I can leave and go whenever I want to. So that's what's happening. Suddenly, just was different. I miss Midway and quick access to the street and down to the store and to the Amazon place and the post office and all that. I miss that. So that's where I am. That's how it happened. And I've tried to stand here, and I can sort of stand, and there's no pain in the legs anymore, and that's good. But this is not set up for rehabilitation. And in the last 2 days, I've not been able to stand. They don't have equipment to do that. I have to grab a piece of a wall, and I've learned how to stand there. But yesterday I couldn't do it. The day before I couldn't do it. There was no strength in the legs to push me up. And life here is not the same as in the hospital. It's much more negative. Although there are some good people. And it's almost, well, not entirely, but there's a great deal of Punjabi people running the place here. It's like a different country. Yeah. Okay, so that's the story of how I got to be in the hospital and all that stuff. And I'm not able to stand really. What I want to be able to do is stand and go home to my house. And that's still my goal, although the medical people want me to go to Hardyview Lodge. And if I can get that place loosened up that I can get in and out without any problem whenever I want to, that would be the second best thing to going home. Okay, so that's just generally how I got to be where I am. Really, I've been hospitalized since the beginning of the year. This is not a hospital, but it is kind of. It's a hospital without hospital care. So I can't get out of bed. I'm not able to do it by myself. I can't even hardly turn around in bed. And I cannot pull myself up and out. And that's the report from this day, which probably is maybe the 20th of February. I don't know what it is actually. Something like that. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.